Hi everyone, I'm Gemma, mum to two amazing boys, married to my best friend and focused on living our authentic life here in the south of England. Welcome to my world where I'll be sharing all things motherhood, lifestyle, country living and showing you what life is really like living in the south of England. So please subscribe and welcome to my channel.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today, a bit of a different setting. I'm actually outside with the bunnies behind me who are scratching like mad trying to get out, and I've got chickens over there who want to be fed their dinner, and I've got Harley by my feet down here. But I just thought it was too beautiful a day. I've just been in the office all day and I thought the sun's shining, birds are tweeting, perfect time to come outside and just get some fresh air. What I'm also going to do, because this is something I've wanted to kind of touch on, is I have quite a long medical history, holding pen because I've been scribbling away, which is funny because before my 20s I was the healthiest child, healthiest teenager, and it was just in my kind of early 20s that I started getting sick with different things. But since then I am now my second kind of volume of notes as we have it over here in England, and yeah, I have had extensive things happening, so not sure why. Some of them are connected, some aren't, some I think are just unlucky, some are genetics, we're not sure. But I thought I would just briefly go through everything. I'm not going into detail of each subject, I'll do that in a different video, but I just thought I would list off what I've had, just have interest and to say what's to come next, basically what's to come next from my channel and what you can expect. And if you're looking, you have one of these conditions or you'd like to know more, I will be going into these. I am not a doctor by any means. This is purely from my own personal experience and how I've experienced things, so please take it as that. Obviously you may experience different symptoms and things, but this is just what I've had. So I'm going to start at the very beginning. Like I said, very healthy child, healthy teenager. It was my first illness was really in kind of when I was early 20s, so I'm now 38, so around 18 years ago I started getting kind of stiff joints, not feeling well, a lot of pain when I was moving. We weren't sure what was going on. There is arthritis in my family, so we thought potentially that was starting, although very young for it to start. Through hospital, went through diagnosis and lots of blood tests and things. We found out it was fibromyalgia. Not a lot was known about it at the time. I was on at one point I think 19 tablets a day. I am now completely medication free and I do it just through diet, gluten-free, dairy-free. Those help me. Exercise, trying to keep stress low, which, working mum, not always possible, and just generally living a healthy life. But I refuse to go back on medication. That's for other reasons. So fibromyalgia was the first thing I was diagnosed with. I think some other illnesses have definitely been connected to that, and I don't think we know enough about fibromyalgia. More information is now coming, and obviously as medical things advance and celebrities have it, like I think it was Lady Gaga got diagnosed with fibromyalgia. That does a lot for people. You're fine. Harley can start seeing all the squirrels, and so he starts to get a bit funny, don't you? You're fine. But yeah, so that was my kind of first illness that I was diagnosed with. Then in 2009 I was diagnosed with pre-cancerous cells in my cervix, so I had a colposcopy. It was also called CIN3, so that's CIN3, or severe, I can't say these words very well, Dyskaryosis. I tried. And for that I had a colposcopy to basically remove the lining of my womb, or my cervix, sorry, remove the lining of my cervix, take everything away. It was all sent to the lab, and then I had 6 monthly smear tests after that, and thankfully they got everything. Nothing else came back. There was later in 2011 to 2011 there was a mild dyskaryosis that came back, but actually after that colposcopy then everything was fine, and since then I haven't had anything from that, so I come back, which is awesome. That was also called a loop excision, was what I had, which is the treatment. So it's a colposcopy, which is loop excision to remove all the abnormal cells. So then in 2010, so actually a year after I had the pre-cancer found in my cervix, I then was diagnosed with skin cancer in my neck. So that is actually, if you can see, I have this scar running around my ear and then down to there. That's why I had skin cancer. It was actually a birthmark that had just changed. It became more lumpy, it started bleeding, looked different. I went to the doctor thinking nothing of it. They sent me to hospital for some tests, had it removed just as precaution. Then I got a call very quickly to Christmas saying it's cancer, you need to come back in. I'm not going to go into everything right now. Like I said, that's going to be in the more detailed videos for each one. But I had that removed in 2011 and then got the all clear at the end of January 2011 for that one. I also had to write everything down. There's been so many things I just honestly can't remember them and can't remember dates. It's a blur. So like I said, then also in 2011, then I had the pre-cancer in my cervix come back, but it was mild this time. The colposcopy worked again, and everything had been then fine after that. I did have a lot of scarring actually from this skin cancer on my neck. It was a lot flatter now because I had a special injection. It was just like a steroid injection put into it, and that really helped flatten it, which I will say was excruciatingly painful. It was bulbous, it has made it a lot flatter, so I was pleased with that, but it was so painful. But that helped because I actually keloid scar, so that was a difficult one. In 2012, I suffered a late miscarriage. That was then, we wonder now whether it was connected to all these kind of cervical things. I don't know. Was it just bad luck? I don't know. But we had a late miscarriage for our son Mason. That was at 16 weeks, and that was in 2012. Then following that, so we lost him, and then it's very difficult to remember the dates, but it was about 6 months later. It was very quickly after we got pregnant again. That was with twins. We lost both of those. That was much earlier. It was about 7-8 weeks, but it was ectopic. So I had a ectopic pregnancy, but it turned out to be a heterotopic pregnancy. I will insert some of these words below because they're very difficult for me to say, which is basically where you are carrying one baby normally in your womb and then carrying the other one in a tube. So I had twins. We didn't realise, like I said, they removed the tube, which is where the ectopic pregnancy was. Then they realised there was still one in my womb. That one then just naturally miscarried a couple of weeks later. And then after that, that's when we then got pregnant again with Jaden, our youngest. Very difficult pregnancy. That probably for another video as well, because honestly it's been quite a traumatic few years. Throughout all of this as well, I will say we then ascertained I actually had endometriosis. We didn't know this until I had my hysterectomy last year? No, 2022 I had a hysterectomy, full hysterectomy, bar they did leave my 2 ovaries actually in the end, just because I'm young, to try and give me the hormones and to kind of keep off going into the menopause. But after that, when they took it out, they realised I had endometriosis, and whoops, we probably should have done something sooner. It would explain why I was in horrific pain for years, a lot of bleeding, just excruciating periods. It was horrendous, and probably caused a lot of the gynae issues and also the pregnancy related issues as well. So since then I've been, I have to say, a lot better. So that was a definite thank God I had that surgery. In the last couple of years, it's then gone kind of away from gynae issues, and it was, let's have a look, so in 2023, so last year actually, I became quite unwell and couldn't talk for a period. It was really strange. Overnight woke up not kind of feeling well, couldn't talk properly, couldn't think. It was just weird. Turned out I actually had an infection in my brain, in my cerebellum, and it was affecting kind of my speech, and just, it was a viral infection. Luckily it did go. My speech is mostly better now. Occasionally I still struggle to get occasional words out, which is why I struggle with these longer ones, and it has still infected my memory, my long-term memory. I don't know, I'm sure it will get better, but it's just been a slow process, and they think it was just honestly a fluke, weird accident thing. The same as in the same year, I also then had kidney and liver infection. So last year I was fighting a kidney and liver infection and also brain infection, all at different times. I did see a specialist, and we can't work out, we're thinking maybe it's just bad luck that this all happened. I don't know, I'm not sure, but touching wood, I have recovered from those conditions and hopefully won't get them again. But it was definitely a bit of a shock to suddenly have those things, because I do lead quite a healthy lifestyle. And then I have also got myocarditis. I'm recovering at the moment from my 3rd episode. I've had that in 21, 22 and 2023, so last year, and actually yes, and this year again. So yeah, I've had it 3 or 4 times now. And yeah, that was brought on, we think, by the vaccination, by the COVID vaccine. It is what it is. Not sure what's going on now. I'm waiting to see a cardiologist at the moment and figure out whether I need more treatment, because like I said, I've just had another bout of this and it was worse this time. I'm now on medication to try and kind of calm things down and get rid of the infection or the inflammation, but again, why me? I don't know. And then lastly is the other one, which also during this last couple of years it was picked up that I have high cholesterol, which is familial based. It's not through diet, it's not through smoking, drinking, unhealthy eating, anything of the standard things. I'm very healthy with the things I do. And then when they've traced back, they've seen a lot of issues in my family with hearts and high cholesterol and kind of heart related issues. So they believe it's genetics based, and I'm actually waiting currently, talking to the hospital tomorrow actually, to have my genetic testing done and also start some treatment with the lipid team, because I can't take statins. So it's always seems to be very confusing. It's been extensive. I'm not going to go for long on this one because it is extensive. I am going to break each one down into a different video because honestly it's a lot to talk about in one place. I try to stay very healthy, try to stay very positive. These things happen, it could be worse. That's very much my mentality, and I think this is why this year, especially because last year was a really sick year, that this year I am determined, even though I'm just getting over this myocarditis again, is to work towards a job or a career that I really want and to push forward with moving and just improving life. You know, life is very short and I want to enjoy it. I want to be around for a long time with my boys and my husband and my family, with this little munchkin. You can actually see him, he's hidden down here. He needs a haircut and a bath. Say hello, say hello. Yeah, and just basically be around, be happy, be out in nature, which is where my happy places are, and yeah, enjoy life. So just a quick overview. I will write the names of everything in the description because like I said, I can't say them properly, and I hope everyone's well. There'll be more things like this to come. Alongside, I'm going to be taking you with us on some days out in Sussex, showing you the south of England on our travels. That is my business. I go around and I kind of review places in Sussex as well as my main day job. So I'm going to some places the weekend. We've got a farm coming up, an escape room, another great little restaurant place. So I'm going to show you some different places and put that into some vlogs. And yeah, I'm just steaming ahead with this channel. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Make sure you leave a like, comment if you would like to know more, or if you have any of these conditions, it'd be great to chat to you. And I hope you're well, and we will see you in the next one, won't we? Yes, when you've had a bath. Okay, bye for now.